A very warm welcome and good morning to all of you. I am Dr. Sundar, and on behalf of the Music Forum, I take great pleasure to inviting you to this morning's program on Raga Therapy. First things first, an invocation to the Lord by special child Akshaya. She will render the invocation.
शान्तियलितिडुं कान्तिमति देविये सन्ततं निन्पादं पणिदे शान्तियलितिडुं कान्तिमति देविये सन्ततं निन्पादं पणिदे सन्ततं निन्पादं पणिदे சததம் நின் பாதம் பணிந்தே உந்தனை ஒரு கணம் மறந்தறியேனே உந்தனை ஒரு கணம் மறந்தறியேனே உந்தனை ஒரு கணம் மறந்தறியேனே உந்தனை ஒரு கணம் மறந்தறியேனே எங்கள் பிழை பொறுத்து காத்தருள்வாயே எங்கள் பிழை பொறுத்து காத்தருள்வாயே.
Now I have the pleasant duty to, it's a pleasure, not a duty. It's a pleasure to introduce Dr. T.V. Sairam. Dr. Sairam came into contact with me through the efforts of Mr. Ganesh here, who is a supporter of Freedom Trust, a soft member. And he told me that Dr. Sairam is not only just a pioneer in music therapy, and that he's been in the central government service, an administrator, an economist, and also he has done a lot of work in herbal remedies and published books, not only in herbal medicine but also in alternative medicine, and he's the author of a dictionary in music therapy, and he has been selected as one of the Cambridge University's outstanding intellectuals of the 20th century. Apart from his various qualifications in botany, economics and social science, he studied French probably when he was in France during the scholarship that he did. Public administration, economic relations, international marketing. So a very wide range of experience and activities prior to his settling down, I suppose, with music therapy as one of the primary goals of his. Probably that's what he's going to talk to us about, on all his experiences with children with autism, with children with people with pain, all the experiences that he has had with Raga Therapy. I welcome you, sir, to share your experiences. Please come on stage. Honor him with a shawl.
Very hot actually.
Music therapy is becoming a hot topic. Sir, one more.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to be in the city of music, because if at all there is a city in India which has devoted to music, I find that Chennai is the only city. I've been traveling all over, maybe Vienna in the west or Austria as a country, It's one of the beautiful systems of music which developed. Western classical system. And as it happened on the West, with Trinity, like Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, the same period we had Muthuswami Dikshithar, Tyagaraja, and Shama Sastri. It's a coincidence. When the West was flowering with music, the East was also equally flowering with music. It's something unusual to have a contemporaries like that in the history of music. I am very happy that today so much of you have come in spite of your busy schedule, because Sunday is the only day I become busy. Because the rest of the days, you remain, busy or whatever it is. You have time for yourself only on Sunday. Yeah, that includes bathing and washing. That doesn't mean only on Sunday I take a bath. And coming at 10 o'clock, I was not expecting many people to come, to be really sure about it because of the timing part of it. Maybe it's 6 o'clock, and in the hot summer of Chennai, which is really scorching, and you have braved the weather, you have braved your commitments and other things, and you come here. That itself makes me feel a bit guilty also, because after hearing Dr. Sundar giving such a wonderful expose on music therapy, why I have come to speak here in the auditorium. I should have understood more by sitting with him and listening more, and having heard him singing day before yesterday in a sort of what they call chamber music, and it was such a lovely song. I found his brain really is a combination of music and medicine. And normally, in my talk, you will find that the balancing is given a lot of emphasis, because traditionally, as an Indian, we believed in yoga system, and we believed in balancing emotions and analytical intelligence. Because if you have only one part of your brain fully developed, like left brain, unfortunately, we are going ahead with this in the present day of IT revolution. We are insisting that our children develop their left brain only. And we are not sure that how they will be left behind if they only develop left brain. Because the left brain, which is meant for your analytical intelligence, no doubt is very essential for day-to-day functioning and being smart and being competitive in the world, which is changing so much. But if we neglect our right brain, which is sensitized to finer aspects of life, like music, then probably we will have lots of left brain oriented functionaries in this planet, and which is not really good to have a social atmosphere. We find that families are breaking down and society is also breaking down. The causes of terrorism and Naxalism and things like that, which we are listening every day, is mainly because we have been developing our left brain more than the right brain. I remember Bade Ghulam Ali Khan once said about partition of India and Pakistan. He said if the people of India and Pakistan had been devoted to music, then there would never have been a partition. It would have been one single country. That's what his remarks. So there is a lot of meaning in this. And now I come to this subject of Raga Therapy. But whenever I talk about Raga Therapy, I have to start from the roots. Because we know that Raga system itself is a later development. And our ancient system, particularly in the fields of yoga, which we consider over 5,000-year-old system of sound consciousness. Nada means sound consciousness. It is not the sound of a physicist. Sound of a physicist is just a mere series of compression and rarefaction. But nada is plus, sound plus. Means there is something more than that. What is that more than that? That makes the difference. As very nicely pointed out by Dr. Sundar, it is a synchronization. He says that when he listens to the Tampura, immediately his mind gets synchronized. The moment it is synchronized, the nada is born. If it is not synchronized, whatever may be the sound, it is a mere sound. It is an objective sound. The objective sound, when it becomes subjective sound, it becomes nada. That is the only difference. So now, before going for listening to all rhythms around us, we must listen to the rhythm within us. Because charity begins at home. So we have to know what are the rhythms we are made of. And there is two seats here. Madam, you can come front. 4, 5 seats are there. Why don't you come? So, before that, what I would suggest is, all of you now, big thanks to Ramdev Baba, we are all familiar with pranayam. But I don't want you to do the very religious pranayam. All I want is a very simple exercise of nada. It is a foundation of nada exercise. If you can close your eyes, it works wonder. If you feel that closing your eyes causes you problem, then you can open your eyes. You close your eyes and take a very deep breath. The deep breath, it should not be too deep that you lose your breathing out. So there are anyway doctors are there, so I am saved. So you take a deep breath, and then after taking the breath, when you are releasing, you just smile and then enjoy releasing the breath. Slowly, 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 as slowly as possible. And when the breath is going out, you will have some sublime rhythm within your nostrils, and from where the breath comes. Probably you can watch yourself, because I cannot watch for you and you cannot watch for me. This is what yoga is. So if you can watch yourself, and you can feel the subtle rhythm which is also going, because that you are going to watch. When the breath is going out, naturally there must be some, because from inside windpipe it is going from the lungs and through the windpipe it's going out. So there must be some sort of disturbance within you. So you are disturbed when you breathe in, and you are disturbed when you are breathing out. So I want you to feel the disturbance, it is caused, and to which normally we are not having time to focus on that. Because we worry about all the disturbances around us, and instead of working about our own disturbances. So just a minute only, and 4 or 5 times you kindly close your eyes and take a very deep breath, and then very slowly you take it out and try to watch whether anything happens, any sound. It may not be a very big sound at all, thud or anything. It may be a very subtle sound vibration, rhythmic pattern, whatever it is. You watch for yourself. We'll start now. The rest you can do at home. But what do you feel by that? 1 or 2 can give some idea. But if you could see the sensation of sound, I am not talking about the sound which you are listening through your ears, the sound which you are feeling. There is a distinction between the listenable sound and the feelable sound. It's a sensation. Did you have the sound sensation within you? Any of you can help me in giving your experience, because my experience is different. I don't know if that's my experience or not. Anyone can tell me in the audience. Anyone felt the sensation of sound or anything else when you breathe it out?
The vibration is there when I speak out. The vibration is there. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else have to say anything on this? Rhythm was there.
So I thought I was in doubt the AC was working, but I can hear the AC was working. Number two, the AC was functioning under voltage fluctuations.
Okay.
They're going and coming down.
It has also got rhythm. It's also musical. So it's nice because the thing is that when we start exploring sound outside, I felt that it is essential that we explore the sound within. And I'm sure if just 2 minutes or something we have done today, less than 2 minutes, and if that practice we continue for some time more, we develop some subtle sensations. Those subtle sensations, they are not actually listenable sound. As I told you, it's a feelable sound. They call anahat nad. That is not a struck sound like that. It is an unstruck sound. That is anahat nad. So the level of nad yoga was to go to those subtle sound and then focus on that. That is, focusing means your being becomes big. It's not becoming, it's being actually. As our Dr. Sundar very beautifully explained the experience of Tampura, it's not becoming, it's becoming for the sound, it's being. You are part and parcel of sound itself. The moment you are listening to a Tampura, you lose your identity. You become part and parcel of those vibrations and those rhythms, those emanations. I think I've talked about this. The impact I'm talking about here is the Nad Yoga system has paved way actually for the development of music system in India, because it's a tones and intonation. The intonation in the yoga system, which was used for the so-called spiritual upliftment, they call it, or they call so many other things. Upliftment they can call, or the consciousness upliftment, because these are actually the part of global shamanic traditions. It was not only in India that we had Nad Yoga, in various parts of the world, and for 5,000 or 6,000 years old back, there were traditions of shamans. And some people claim that, if anything they find good outside, they say it has gone from India, So some people may claim that, it has gone from India, not the yoga tradition, they become shamans. I don't know about it because I was not there to see that. Whether it went from India or it came to India, I don't know. So now, what we understand is this, that the tradition of shamans used profusely the sound for changing their consciousness. But one solid contribution made by Indians in this regard is the 4 levels of consciousness, the 4 levels of consciousness, which they call Parapashyanti Madhyama Vaikari. These are the 4 levels talked in ancient treatises like Nada Bindu Upanishad and other things. So there, these 4 levels of consciousness is very interesting because I happen to go through some neurological work, neurologists work on brain waves. So there are 4 brain waves, they said. I don't know why they didn't say 3 or 5, but they also found, because with the instrument they found there are 4 brain waves: beta, alpha, theta, delta. Now we say Parapashyanti, it's 5,000 year old. Parapashyanti Madhyama Vaikari. Now I found, except para has got certain elements of, when you say para, it is absolute. Anything absolute is equated with God. Relative is not part of divinity. Relative is, we are all relatives. But God is absolute. So para, I just kept it little. I don't want to compare with delta, but I found the descriptions given for Pashyanti, Madhyama and Vaikari exactly correlate with the description given by the neurologist for alpha, beta and theta. These things. So there is a parallelism of understanding. With the instrument they have found out 4 stages, and without any instruments, I don't know, in 5,000 years back, but some people say there were vimanas, that is aeroplanes used to be there in Ramayana times and all that. So unfortunately I was not alive at the time, you see. I have not seen it. But there is a saying, maybe they must have found certain instruments those days. But what's the real instrument I find? The real instrument is one's own mind. That means once you develop a mind, then you don't require an instrument. Once you are fully utilizing your brain, because even today brain is a mysterious organ of the human being. We don't know how the brain functions even today with all the advancements in medical sciences. So here, what we find is how the brain works and whether the brain we are utilizing fully. But many of the brain scientists say we are not using even 1% or 2% of the brain God has given to us. We are underutilizing our brain. And thanks to our computers, thanks to our televisions, these help us not to bother about using many part of our brains. They help us actually. And we become specialists in something, and generalists in none. So